I'm very prepared that the comment section on this video isn't going to be very positive, but I need to say this because it's what I think. I do not think that Russell T Davies should leave Doctor Who after the 2026 Christmas special. That is a very unpopular opinion, I am aware, but please, before you go and comment, nope, RTD made the show woke, or nope, RTD can't write Doctor Who, or nope, RTD's power got to his head, I want him gone, ... whatever. Please, just hear what I have to say. If you disagree with what I say after I've said it, fine, but don't just click on and comment that straight away, because it makes your point invalid. It just means you're clinging on to this thing and you want to just keep pushing it everywhere you go instead of actually hearing me out. So please, hear me out. First of all, right, saying that RTD cannot write Doctor Who anymore, for me, I think is factually incorrect. Maybe you don't like the way he runs the ongoing stories, and let's be real, the way he's done the past 2 seasons have been questionable. Both finales haven't gone down well with the community. The reality wars being to the quick rewrites to suit Shooty leaving early, sure, but Empire of Death wasn't great either. Do I think it was terrible compared to some of RTD's other work? No, I think Empire of Death was actually a standard finale for RTD, and all the people who were shocked. I was a little bit like, I mean, he has done this sort of stuff before. All of his finales have been a bit like Deus Ex Machina, big end of the universe thing, and it gets wiped away by the next episode, which I'm not a fan of personally. But then you get episodes like 73 Yards, and episodes like Dot and Bubble, and episodes like Lux and The Well, and for me, The Robot Revolution, which I really like, but loads of people don't like that, so we're going to move on from that. But, you know, he has these moments where he is still that same amazing writer who wrote Doctor Who back in the late 2000s. And I just think to say he's lost the power to write Doctor Who is just, I just think it's false. That's a false claim. Like I say, his ongoing season arc's fine. You can diss that because there have been some pretty questionable things that he's done in there. But he can still write good episodes of Doctor Who. So do I think he should go because he can't write Doctor Who anymore? No, I think he writes some great stuff. Like I say, 73 Yards and Dot and Bubble are some of the best episodes of television I've seen in years from anything. Second of all, that he doesn't take on fan feedback. Sure, right, but hear me out again. This was a bad decision, sure. But to say he doesn't take on fan feedback is again not true, because both of these seasons were filmed back to back next to each other. So he probably just assumed, and yet fine, you can criticise him for assuming this, that's absolutely fine, but you can't criticise that he doesn't listen to us, because he factually could not have listened to us, because he wrote and had these series ready to go out back to back. So we could not have possibly gone, hey RTD, we didn't like the Mystery Box Woman from season 1, don't put another one in season 2, because he'd already written and produced and made season 2 before we'd even seen season 1. And so to say he doesn't listen to fans, again, I don't think is true. And it's why, that reason is why I want him to stay. I need him to prove that he can still listen to us and deliver good Doctor Who. Because the past 2 seasons haven't shown that. And a lot of people don't realise that the show was filmed back to back, and so it is impossible for him to listen to us and take our feedback on board of what we want to see. I think if he leaves now, it's such a big shame. It's a shame anyway that the Disney deal fell through, because he obviously had this big idea for the Whoniverse, and it would have been great, but it didn't work. It didn't work. And I don't think that's down to the writing. Doctor Who has always had messy writing. Every series of Russell T Davies' first era, besides the first series, which doesn't really count in my opinion because he had like 20 years to work on that whilst the show was gone. But the Series 2, Series 3 and Series 4 are all massively flawed in their own ways in weak episodes. Loads of them have weak episodes, right? Now don't get me wrong, Series 4 is probably the closest to perfection out of the remainders, but there's still episodes in Series 4 like Planet of the Ood and the Sontaran ones that are just like, they're a bit naff, you know what I mean? No one thinks, let me stick on Planet of the Ood today, you know what I mean? No one thinks that, whereas I would sit down and go, I'll put on Lux today. So, you know, I think the show's always had messy writing, and I think just to say it's down to this bloke is unfair. Another reason why I think it's unfair is because they do it every single time there's a new showrunner, right? In 2016 and 17, 6, 7, I boycotted Doctor Who because I didn't like Stephen Moffat's writing anymore. Because I'll admit, I was of a young age still. I was like 12 when Series 10 came out, and I didn't get the Doctor being a more mature, older man, and those sort of philosophical way of... You know, I was used to fairy tale Matt Smith, and then we went straight to like philosophical Peter Capaldi, which now I prefer, now I'm older. But when I was younger, I didn't like Peter Capaldi, I didn't like Peter Capaldi's Doctor, and I didn't like the way Moffat was writing. And so I stopped watching the show for Peter's last series, because I didn't like the way Stephen Moffat was writing the show, okay? Then Chris Chibnall comes along, and now arguably Chris Chibnall has done the most damage to the show. I didn't like his era. Some people did, but majority of people complained online, like they're doing now. And guess what? RTD's back. Everyone was freaking out. Oh my god, Russell T Davies is back. He's going to fix Doctor Who. He comes in. What do people do? They complain. This happens every single time. And whether or not Pete McTighe is going to come in next and be the next showrunner, or they're going to get somebody else to come in, we're still going to complain about some episodes. A show cannot be perfect. Think about it, right? People saying this era has done so much damage to Doctor Who. Do you remember when the middle section of season 1 came out? I'm talking Boom, 73 Yards, Dot and Bubble, Rogue, Legend of Ruby Sunday. Everyone was like, this is Doctor Who, this is what it is, it's back, this is so amazing. And then you got let down by one episode and you go, this whole era's crap. This whole era's crap because I didn't like this one episode. Same thing happened with season 2. The Robot Revolution was sort of split, but majority of people thought this is good. Lux came out, everyone was like, this is brilliant, this is what I want from Doctor Who. The Well came out, this is amazing, I love this. Lucky Day, oh my god, it's so good. Story in the Engine, I think it's a terrible episode, but everyone loved it and was like, this is so good, I love this episode. Interstellar Song Contest, this episode's crap. The whole era's crap, whole era's bad, this whole era sucks. Get Russell T Davies out, sack him. And they play that clip of Christopher Eccleston saying, sack Russell T Davies. It's boring. Come on, you enjoy the show, you just don't like some episodes, and you cannot write off a whole show because some episodes are bad, you just can't. So do I want Russell to go? Absolutely not. I want him to stay for at least another season just to prove that he can still write this show. To the people who insult him, and like, people forget this is an actual man. When the Reality Ward aired and they saw Billy Piper's face at the end, people were sending him death threats. I wish I was joking. People were sending him death threats over bringing back a companion from the late 2000s. Like, death threats. Like, how crazy do you have to be to do that? Like, it's mental. This is a TV show that will inevitably go on forever because it has endless possibilities and can be taken anywhere. So, please, let's stop having a go at people and wishing people to leave, because chances are the next person's going to come in, write a streak of good episodes, then have one bad episode, and then you're going to wish for them to be gone as well. TV isn't flawless. It's never flawless. There's always flaws in everything you watch. So just enjoy the good bits and stop complaining. This is a real man. This is a real man who has a real life and wakes up and eats breakfast and showers and makes dinner and goes to bed. Like, he's a real guy. So please stop shouting at him online. It's unfair. I don't like some of the stuff he's done in the recent era. That's fine. That's my opinion. But to somebody, this is their David Tennant era. To somebody, this is their Matt Smith era. This is their Capaldi era. So let people enjoy what they like, please. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for hearing me out. This has been a big rant. I just feel like it needs to be said because so many people just as soon as there's a blip, just want to cancel the show or get rid of the guy who's running the show. And I just think it's unfair, man. Come on. Do better. We're all human. We all make mistakes. Imagine if at your job you make a mistake and then everyone online comes at you and goes, oh, I can't believe you did this at your job. You wouldn't want that. Oh, it's the life he signed up for. No, it's not. He signed up to be a writer. He didn't sign up for people to shout at him online. Okay? Nice one. Let me know in the comments. I regret asking this. The comments might be off when you watch this because they get too overbearing. Please don't come at me as well. You're going to come at me and be like, oh, you're just woke, you don't understand, the show's so dead. Alright, whatever, man, sure, fine. But if you've heard my opinions and you genuinely disagree with them, please let me know and we'll have a respectful conversation about it. But if you comment, woke, Doctor Who's woke and you just don't get it because you like gay people and trans people and black people and all this, oh no, it's just so dead, I'm just going to remove your comment because there's no point. You're just here to spread your message without hearing me out. So thank you for watching. Please drop a like and subscribe, and yeah, ta-ra.